looking for more suggestions on what to write and where to sell it, we got you covered. All right, we are back with more calls for submissions. I explained last episode what that's all about, and just a quick repeat that publishers will put out a call for a theme that they want in one of their issues or an anthology that they're putting out, and then you respond to it with the prompt, the theme that they're asking for. And these are really great to generate ideas. I have a lot of fun when I get these, and I come up with some really great ideas for stories. So we're going to...
Plus, it's a good way to get your name out there, get a little bit of publishing, beef up your resume, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe get some money.
Well, right. These are paying markets, so I haven't picked any that are free. There's definitely a lot of opportunities for publications that will publish you for free. That still has value because you're out there in the public eye. You can say,
your resume, right?
I have been traditionally published, so those are good. All right, so the first one we have, the publisher is The First Line. So what their deal is they put out and they ask for submissions that are basically everyone has to use the same first line. So it's kind of an interesting gimmick, right?
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
I like that.
So the due date for this submission, for this call for submission is August 1st. The pay rate is $25 to $50 for fiction, $25 for nonfiction, and $5 to $10 for poetry, which tells us, poetry... You're not gonna,
is poetry easier? It seems like poetry is just as hard.
Poetry is just as hard, and it doesn't pay as well.
And
poems are smaller.
For me, right?
Right. I mean, I guess you could say that, if I write a poem with 100 words and I make $10, as opposed to a short story with 4,000 words.
I suppose if you're really good at writing poems, you could submit 20 of them.
20, okay.
And maybe they'll take 5. I don't know.
So this is not a prorate. This is below prorate. They did not list a word limit. I would go to their site and look that up. I'll see if I can't put the links to their site in the description. All right. And the theme is that the first line has to be used. And the first line is, as soon as Harriet entered the building, she headed to the 7th floor.
Which, oddly enough, there is no 7th floor.
And that is the story that's where we're going with it. There is no seventh floor.
Harriet's very confused. She's in the wrong building.
Or is she? You could totally do that if you're going more of a general fiction comedy. She's in the wrong building, right?
That one's not as good as the mystery 7th floor.
And maybe the 7th floor is the roof with a portal. A portal or an invisible layer of the building, right? So, and she knows about that.
Yeah, if you can figure out how to get the elevator to the 7th floor, it opens a portal. The doors open to a new world. Maybe. And
it, really what it opens to, or whatever is up there on that 7th floor on the 6-story building could be a reflection of whatever it is you're writing. So if you're writing comedy, if you're writing, maybe you're more mysterious and you're writing more of like a James Bond, or what was the other one that they were doing where they went into the haberdashery and they were all nicely dressed and everything.
I don't remember that one. Haberdashery.
A clothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Here, I've got an idea, though.
Yeah.
What if it's, every time she goes to the 7th floor, for some reason she's been prompted to go there. Same building, elevator to the 7th floor, and it opens up on a different building where something's happening that she needs to address or correct or fix. right? Like, so
Yeah.
she's there to rescue someone or stop a tragic event or whatever. And so she can find herself at the 7th floor of an FBI building or the 7th floor of, I don't know, a fire. There's a
Okay, I like
fire
that.
that just started in a building or something like that.
So I read Harriet, but
You could do so many with that.
you could, and I like that. That's good. And I'm going to play off of that. So my mind, when I hear Harriet, it goes to Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, which
I did not see that. I know you told me
But
to
I
see
did.
it, and I have not
Yeah.
seen it.
and it was an excellent movie.
Stubborn. I'm stubborn. I didn't go see it.
It was an excellent movie. So what if Harriet has to go to a clothing store to prevent a fashion disaster?
I suppose that would appeal to certain audiences.
I see that you're all in on that idea.
Fashion disasters.
Fashion disaster.
According to my wife, I do that every day. I'm a fashion disaster.
Okay, so probably we are not good sources for that kind of a
I'm
story.
not really sure. It's more of it's a Hollywood person. Whoever's in the in crowd.
Yeah, okay, but I like what you're talking with there. So Harriet is part of some group,
Right?
Or aliens again. I mean, last episode we were stuck on aliens.
Yeah, we were stuck on aliens.
Maybe
right?
Harriet's an alien. No, let's get away from aliens. We do aliens
we
too
want
much.
reality.
We want reality. So she is part of some, spy group, right? Like James Bond and
like
that
some
kind of
hidden
thing,
group that
right?
corrects the evils in the world.
Right? Because we need more of those.
MI7. She's part of MI7. There is no MI7.
Yeah, I know that. Thank you, Captain Obvious, for letting me know something.
Oh, but there
like
is.
There is. MI7. They deal with supernatural threats to the world,
right?
Whereas MI6 deals with real threats to the world.
It's kind of a Men in Black thing.
Not threats that we make up in our mind that are silly and ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, how about this though? She gets off the elevator, and the elevator doors won't reappear until it's solved the way it needs to be solved. So it's like a timeline thing, maybe.
All right. I like that.
There's so many directions you could go with that. That's really good.
So instead of the invisible roof floor concept, I think what we do is more like Harry Potter, and they have like platform. Hey, camera guy, what's the platform that they have to get on?
2 3/4.
Something 3/4.
Is it
9
3/4? 2
9
3/4?
9 3/4.
9 3/4.
And if you didn't hear the camera guy, that's because he whispered it so he can't be heard.
Yeah,
Thank you, camera guy. All right, so it'd be like that. And then what she has to do is when she gets in the elevator, there's a sequence of
like a code.
Like a code that she has to hit the floors in a certain sequence and then hit the, I don't know, the emergency stop or whatever, one of the other buttons, so that it takes and opens up to
the seventh
floor that no one knows exists but really does.
I think that's a great story.
All right.
Really, I do.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So that's what we would do if we were submitting to First Line. We would turn it into a spy thriller with supernatural elements, I think, right? Because that's always fun to throw.
It'd be a feel-good show, right?
Yes.
You're rescuing. Everybody loves the feel-good shows, right?
That's
what I'm saying. There'll be action and stuff, but in the end, they have that feel-good thing. Yeah.
Now I'm excited about it because we get enough of those James Bond, action, Mission Impossible kind of stuff, right? There's a lot of them. But what if this was a kind of like a Mary Poppins or?
I was thinking the early edition. Do you remember that show?
Yeah, I remember that.
Early edition.
Yeah.
Love that show.
Great. But this Harriet is more like prim and proper, and it would be humorous. And she would go in and she'd correct it, and not by like duking it out, but
No, in her own style.
in her own
Yeah.
semi-Mary Poppins style.
Right? Can it be set in that era?
It could.
In the
Totally could
I don't
be.
know when Mary Poppins was. The 30s, 40s, 50s? When was it? 50s? I really don't
know.
But anyway, in that era, who doesn't like that? Plus, they'll have British accents, which is always a plus. Except maybe for the British, because then it's just regular and not very fun. Sorry.
So are you saying we just don't care about the Brits? It's like, yeah, whatever.
No, we care about the British accent in our shows.
In our shows, for
Right.
us.
No, we care about
But
the
we
British.
don't
You have friends
care.
who are British.
But yeah, of course. The Hogcast.
The Hogcast, yeah.
Love those guys, right? But we just don't care if they get entertained. As long as we get our British accents that we love to hear, they can just feel that it's mundane and then,
It's a blooming shame it is.
No, have you noticed that I've never heard people go like, man, I love those American accents.
No, you know what? Nobody ever. I honestly think they say, wow, you guys sound really stupid. Slow and, I think we're seriously misrepresented.
Or
I think more shows should have the slow, stupid American accents.
I don't know that you're helping our case at all.
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? On that, we're just going to move on to the next one because I think you've done plenty of damage already.
I do have one final idea, though, for
All right.
the elevator thing. Every time she comes off the elevator, she has a different accent.
So why would she do that? Why would we want to change her
Just
accent?
to mix it up.
Yeah, but there's got to be a reason
right?
for
Because
it.
then you have different, places that she's going. She's got to be a different person.
No, that seems
You can't be American.
No,
everywhere
that's
you
like
go.
quantum. That's too much like Quantum Leap. I like that.
Did they change it? I don't remember. Did they do accents in Quantum Leap? I don't.
Well, no, but you're like doing
That's exactly what it is. Quantum Leap with an
Quantum Leap
elevator.
with accents.
I don't know. Because they're hot. Sex salespeople. Harriet's got to be hot,
That's
too.
that's a different storyline. So Harriet is a
Changes
different
everything.
sexy woman every time because obviously in some scenarios being sexy this way is going to help her. Yeah, that's a stupid idea. We're not going to do that.
Don't do that idea.
That'd be kind of like the
That's-
Baywatch
That's
version.
too controversial right
That'd
now.
be
Don't even.
That'd be the Baywatch version of the story idea.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that, and
We
we're going to.
should go on. There's too many ideas with this one. We gave
I'm
you
trying.
We gave you a good idea. Well, come on, let's move on. Stop messing around.
All right, next publisher is Mysterion.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's wow. I'm intrigued. That sounds so
right.
mysterious. All right, and their due date is by August 1st, so I know that this is kind of short notice on all of these. The pay rate is 8 cents a word, which is pro rate. That word limit is up to 9,000 words. So if you
All right.
are really,
That's a sizable short story.
That's a big short story. The genre is just listed as speculative.
Oh, not again.
Yes.
I'm
yes.
terrible at speculative. Are they going to narrow it down?
No. Well, only with their theme. So this is what they say about their themes: science fiction, fantasy, and horror that engage meaningfully with Christian themes,
Oh.
characters, or cosmology. The stories need not teach a moral or be close to an approved theological position or be pro-Christian. They are especially interested in stories of how to show how Christians from cultures beyond those of the U.S., Canada, and Western Europe.
So, alien Christians.
Well,
We're
that's
having an alien theme.
okay. So maybe not
Christians
aliens.
from a different planet. How would that work?
How about Christian elves?
Christian what?
Elves.
Elves. Oh.
You know, dwarves, elves, orcs, goblins. Oh, Christian goblins. Right? It's,
Christian priests. Goblin priests.
Goblin
Can you see
priest?
that?
yeah.
You know what? That could be a great D&D campaign. Your job as goblin priests is to convert the world.
To Christianity.
I know they hate you. Good luck. Yeah.
Oh, that would be intriguing. All right, so yeah, they want Christian
That'd be a comedy,
elsewhere.
really.
That would be a comedy.
Because they would totally screw it up. They have no idea what they're doing. They don't know how to not be evil.
And there's a lot of easy ways out with this. You could just take like the Crusades and put it in a fantasy setting, and you got the elves and the dwarves, and really it's the Crusades with just it replaced with the the different fantasy races and everything. That'd be kind of the simple way out.
I don't know if that would be very. I'm not intrigued by that though.
Okay,
maybe,
then.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
All right,
yeah,
but if you
a lot of action,
if you took
like
it
that, right?
if you took it more serious, what if you were the first Christian in a fantasy world, right?
Oh,
And you're trying to spread that. I mean, so let's go serious for a moment. And for whatever reason, you have discovered Christianity, and you are trying to approach that. And it doesn't have to be a pro-Christian one. I mean, you could be using that as a showcase for what you feel is wrong with Christianity. Obviously, that's not the direction I would go with this story.
You could start it where maybe it's current world, and you are a new Christian convert, right? You've just joined this church. You're really hyped up about it. You pray, I want to affect good and really bring the word to other people. And you have God shows up to you in vision. I will send you where you need to go. And he sends you into fantasy world.
Okay.
And you are the first Christian ever.
Okay. Right? That would be the first Christian
That would
ever.
be
And that'd be the title of
hard
it.
sell.
The first Christian, right?
The first Christian. I like it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And it doesn't have, I mean, it could
have comedy parts, but still be uplifting and serious, right?
Right. Or if you're opposed to Christianity, it could be not uplifting. It could be denigrating. Yeah, you could show how you think Christianity fails people and everything, which I guess could also be comedy, right?
It could show real growth for the character, though. Like, yeah, if you have the failure parts where, that's not really working. He's got to work it out how maybe that's not how it was originally intended to be presented in the Christian faith or whatever, and then, go from there.
And then for me, my mind immediately goes to there's going to be great opposition because your fantasy world is going to have a mythology already, right? And what are these
gods and
the established gods?
Right.
How are they going to react to this new God coming up?
The God of all gods? They're probably not going to be thrilled.
They're not going to be thrilled about it.
It's going to be an issue, right?
It's going to be an issue. And maybe there is a threat. So maybe if you're pro-Christian, there's something about it that represents an incredible threat to the other pantheons because of the rival. See, I actually think that could be a good story, and I would definitely write it pro-Christian, and it could be really fascinating. So if you're wanting Christian, right, you want to write Christian fantasy, Christian fiction, this could be I think a fantastic way.
Yeah, it could be great.
To go about
you could pick a particular race that the goblins, for some reason, buy into it, and lots of them join. But everybody hates the goblins already. There's severe bias towards the goblins, but they've all joined.
Well, maybe not all of them, but it's so huge.
But like
it's growing.
80% of them. And so like they're really changing to be good, but no one believes it.
Or they think that the Christianity must be some evil cult because
like
the goblins...
they're trying to deceive us, and then the hammer will come.
Because if the goblins like it and are joining it...
It must be evil.
It must be evil. And then you do such a
exactly.
You do such a swamp, right? Instead of the goblins, and we see a change in the goblins and everything. And you know what? That would be something that I think I would write.
Yep. You could have total slaughterines, and they come in and slaughter goblins by the slew, but they're not fighting back. That kind of thing. Where,
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is it for this episode. I will go ahead and try to put links to the publishers so that you can go over there and check that out. You don't have a lot of time because we're kind of late on this. Hopefully, next time we do this, I'll have some more.
Get a little sooner, yeah.
Yeah, get a little sooner. I had a little bit of difficulty finding them, finding these calls in time for it. So
it's all right. We believe in you. You can do it.
You can do it. And really, for me, even if I don't submit to these actual publications, I generate some good ideas. Like this one with the Christian goblin, the first Christian. To me, that could be an amazing story that I write.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be part of an anthology or a magazine call for submissions. So these are just ideas to get you jump-started, and if you're so inclined, the market for it. So like I said, next time I'll try to get these sooner so you have more time to work on them. If you have any suggestions, please do. If you have a call for submission that you would like us to
give you ideas
or covers.
Brainstorm. Yeah.
Covers so that other people are seeing it, then please, contact me.
That'd be
and
fun.
That'd be great. All right, until next time, later.
Take care.